fam. It's your girl Ashley, and I am back at it, and today I'm going to be checking out Joe Lycett on gay pride, sexuality, and gender. He is hilarious, and if you would like to check out my first video that I reacted to of Joe Lycett, I'm going to put the link up at the top. Your girl is on the road to 40K. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe, that way I can hit 40K. Enough of me talking, and let's get straight into this reaction.
Now, guys, I want to tell you about a little project I've been working on for the last year. And there's no nice way of saying this. There's no easy way of saying this. I'm just going to have to rip the plaster off. For the last year, just under a year, I have been trying to destroy the career of Tom Daley. There's no easy way of saying it.
Why?
It's out there now. I've said it. I should caveat all of this by saying I think Tom Daley's amazing in lots of ways. He's an Olympic diver. I'm sure you're aware of Tom Daley. He's gay. I think he was pushed into coming out as gay before he was necessarily ready.
Yeah,
there was a lot of fuss about it from the gay press, and he's been a brilliant gay rights advocate in lots of ways. You might have seen that him and his husband Lance Black announced a few months ago that they're having a baby together. Shouldn't be a brave thing to do in this day and age, but it was. He got a lot of nastiness, and he's been serene throughout the whole thing, so I do think he's brilliant. However, I now want to slag him off. So,
why?
Tom Daley irked me last summer for two reasons, two Instagram posts, and I'll show them to you now. This is the first one. This is him at Gay Pride. Love the way that he's extending his arm out there to show the parade march there. Love the look of a smile on his face. Beautiful framing there. Before I go into too much detail about this, what's going on with the hand? Where is the other finger? I've looked at it loads.
What is, oh, that's somebody's arm, and then he's like that. That do look crazy. That look crazy.
I don't know if it's a lighting thing, whether it was edited out. I don't know how that happens. I've got no issue with any of that, really, apart from the weird finger. I've got no issue with this other post. Beautifully framed again. His skin looks radiant in that little triangle. Marvellous. Brave to wear a tank top, but he seems to manage it. I think it's wonderful. It's lovely. I've got no issue with any of this. I think it's all brilliant. I've no issue with any of this as well. Happy Pride, everyone. It's been so awesome to take part in my first ever Pride. It'd not been before, but let's not forget why we have this day and how much more we have to fight for in many other social justice movements around the world. No issue with any of that. Brilliant that he went to Pride. I think we all should at some point in our lives. It's good fun, if nothing else. My issue with both of these posts is not what's in them, it's what's underneath them, and that is this. At Barclays UK, #ad. That means that Tom Daley was sponsored by Barclays to go to Pride. And I don't have a problem with Tom Daley being sponsored to do lots of things. I understand when you're an athlete, you've got to make your money while you can. You're not monetizable forever. You might break your leg. Totally get being sponsored. But to be sponsored to go to Pride, which is a political event, it made me uncomfortable. It's sort of like going Black Lives Matter with Tesco. It made me uncomfortable.
Joe ain't right. Oh my gosh.
And I didn't want to make a big deal of this. I thought it's an error in judgment in some ways. Didn't want to make a big fuss about it. All I thought I'd do is a bit of light trolling of Tom Daley. That's all I thought I'd do. So what I did is I went onto this very post and I commented on it with hashtags of rival banks. That's all I did. Hashtag NatWest, #Santander, #HSBC.
That's hilarious.
And for some reason, dozens of other people started doing it. Northern Rock, a nice nostalgic one. Vietcombank, an international one. Dozens of people did this, and I know that celebrities get paid loads for this. Barclays will have had a PR team all over it. I should mention that I trolled Tom Daley in a lot lighter way about 3 years ago. He posted to his Twitter a little post basically saying, just take the image below, personalise it, just wanted you to customise an image in your own way.
Joe is a fool.
Of course I put him in a smack den. Who wouldn't in my position? Open bloody gold top.
What?
So that was it, really, as far as I was concerned. I've done my post, other people have commented, point made. I felt an error in judgment, that was it. Next day, I get a phone call. It's from a friend of mine who's a photographer. He's photographed the Olympic diving team on a few occasions, and he's also photographed me. And he said, Joe, you need to go on Ross Haslam's Instagram. Now, I didn't know who Ross Haslam was at the time. He is another British diver who went to Budapest the day after Pride with Tom Daley for a competition. And he posted a video. The video you don't necessarily need to see. I will show it to you. It's a panoramic of Budapest. It's done weirdly. It's a portrait thing, but he's done it on landscape, which I don't understand. Also, the sound in the background's not great, so I will play it to you twice. But you can hear in the background Tom Daley's voice, and I just want you to listen out for it. Have a listen to this clearly now.
The whole the lighting situation.
Now, he might be saying the lighting situation, but I think Tom Daley says the Lycett situation. Have another listen just to double check.
The whole the lighting situation.
Does that sound like Lycett to you? I'm a situation. Not sure who he's talking to in that clip, presumably the assassin he's got to take me out. I like the Lycett situation. I'm going to write a book, The Lycett Situation. There's the cover.
Oh my god, it definitely did sound like he said that. He probably did say that. Comment down below, let me know if that's what he really said. It did sound like he said.
I thought this has got out of hand. I'm a situation all of a sudden. I didn't want to be a situation. I was a bit of light.
Joe out here making a fuss.
Situation. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, actually, in this regard, I do want to be a situation because I care about this shit. And I'll explain why. Pride is an LGBTQ plus event. There's a lot of letters there. And often Pride and its sponsors only focus on the G, often gay men with six-packs. But there's a lot of other letters there that deserve our attention. For example, T for trans. I got a lot of trans friends at the minute who feel really attacked, feel really unsafe. They feel really attacked by the right-wing press. They feel more attacked by my mum's friend Linda. She's the sort of person who says a woman's place is in the home and then spends 90% of her time in all bar one. She's a basic bitch. And she said to me once, she said, trans people are unnatural, whilst eating a punnet of seedless grapes, the irony of which did not pass me by. She had a go at me for painting my nails. I paint my nails now. I do it for two reasons.
Oh, his
One, I
nails
like the
is
colour.
pretty.
Also, I bite my fingernails because they're delicious. And when I paint them, it stops you from biting them. It's the only thing that seems to have worked. And she said, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't paint your nails. And I said, why is that, Linda? She said, well, it's an essential part of being a woman, isn't it, wearing makeup? I'm sorry, do you think your husband Kevin's going to see this, get confused and try and fuck me? Is that the issue?
Anybody else would be able to get away with this. I know. I definitely know. I like you, Joe. I definitely like you. You are hilarious.
Extraordinary. A little change like that, the amount of comments you got. Of course, I expected some, but not as many as I got. I also wear this coat in the winter months. Oh, I mean, I'm fuck myself right now. That is, thank you. Yes, it's, it's a faux fur. It's a faux fur. I'm aware it's a ridiculous thing to put on, but I didn't expect the amount of comments. I expected some. My favourite was in Liverpool. I had just done a gig at the Slaughterhouse Comedy Club, which is a brilliant comedy club in Liverpool. I was walking back to the hotel. A group of lads walked past me, and one of them went, "Hey, mate, Pat Butcher called. She wants a code back." And I'm a comedian. I deal with hecklers all of the time, so I went back with a really witty response. I went, "Shut up, stupid prick." I was so pleased with it. Well done, Joe.
That is so American.
And what a lot of people get confused about with trans people is the difference between sex and gender. Sex is your XY chromosome. That's what you're born with. Not lots you can do about it. Gender is what's put on top by society and culture. All of the things that we take for granted. Things like women wear skirts and men ride horses and punch dogs. All of the things that we take for granted. And I understand that women get the thick end of this wedge. The narrow criteria in which women are expected to dress and behave is very restrictive. This was made clear to me in a WhatsApp group of lads that I'm in which this was posted recently. This is Build a Babe. You have to construct a woman out of these four categories. What? The face, the boobs, the butt, the legs. No, the personality, or how much she reminds you of mother. None of that.
What the hell is that?
More than most wars. They went with the girl second in. I think the two girls on the far right for the boobs and bum, and then the girl second in on the legs. I did a bit of photoshopping. Yeah, she's pretty fit. Not nice.
That's a bad thing.
One thing and I'd be happy, but each to their own. It's quite daunting, that size. So, it's LGBTQ+, if you're interested. That's lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, and then the plus is for all of the other letters, and there can be as many letters as there are people in the world. Some of the more popular ones are asexual, genderfluid, that's where you don't see your gender as a fixed thing, it can be different.
You know what? I really don't understand all of the other ones at all. It's so confusing trying to keep up. So I'm guessing he's about to break this down because, baby, I be so confused. Oh my God.
Things at different times. I was explaining that to Peter on one occasion. He was like, yeah, I know what genderfluid is, but the name genderfluid, you can imagine what it smells like.
It smells like it stinks.
Gosh, I had a heavy night, covered in genderfluid in the morning. There's I for intersex. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm intersex. I don't know what that is, but that's my intersex leg. There's P for pansexual, which is how I now define myself. It doesn't mean that I fuck things in the kitchen, as Linda amusingly observed. Non-stick surface, not when I'm around, Linda. Pan means different things to different people. To me, it's a form of bisexuality. I acknowledge that gender plays a role in why I'm attracted to people, but not necessarily the essential role. There's all sorts of common threads in our sexualities that we wouldn't otherwise acknowledge. You might only be attracted to blonde people, but you wouldn't say you were blonde sexual, but that would be a common thread. I think the common thread in my sexuality is everyone I'm attracted to is not attracted to me. That seems to be the common thread. Sometimes it's not really about how they look or their gender or anything. It's just sort of more to do with how they hold themselves or how they sort of take control of a situation. I explained this to Linda in a very ham-fisted way. I was in Moseley Post Office in Birmingham, if you know Birmingham. There's two tills. There's one here, there's one here. On this till was a very young, very loud, very attractive, young, effervescent girl. She was wearing a Cath Kidston coat. She was going off like a human barocca. She was annoying. She's sort of girl who has live, laugh, love written in her living room, but has also been done for GBH. Do you know what And then here was a really elderly, sort of octogenarian, crunched over old woman, quite poor looking, sort of Mary Berry if she didn't have money, just sort of crunched over. And she's going, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. She kept saying that, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And in the end she went, I can't hear you. Because you're shrieking! And I said to Linda, I said, I don't know what it was, but in that moment, the way she took control of that situation, the way she extinguished all of this woman's joy, the way everyone was looking at her, I thought she was so attractive, so beautiful. Obviously, I wouldn't do anything about it. And Linda was like, oh, what, are you ageist? I was like, no, I wouldn't do anything about it because she's poor. But the point is, there's all sorts of new identities flying around at the minute, new ways to describe yourself, and I think that's wonderful. But you've got two options when you encounter someone with an identity that you're not familiar with. You can be fearful of them, frightened, take the piss out of them, or be fascinated, ask them loads of questions, be curious. Kind of like when I first saw a platypus. I think they're amazing. They're mammals, they lay eggs. What the fuck are they? The first platypus that scientists found, they found a dead one. They did some scientific tests. Their conclusion, it's a fake. They thought that someone had sewn together a duck and an otter. Next the question, who did they think was doing this? Oh, that's Martin, he loves doing that, Martin. They brought this in, said it was a porpoise, obviously a dolphin and a bell end. Classic Martin.
Oh my God. Joe.
So by pride only sponsoring one of the letters and ignoring the other letters, I felt like they'd done a disservice to the community, so I read them a letter.
Uh-oh.
Dear Barclays, you probably know why I'm writing you, bitch.
Oh my God. You probably know why I'm writing you bitch. Hilarious.
You sponsored Tom Daley to go to Pride, daft bastard. Actually, it's great that you're sponsoring Pride. Pride is an LGBTQ+ event. It's about celebrating all of those letters and all the different types of identity that they represent. It's about people who are into kinky stuff. It's about some stuff that a lot of the people who work in your bank would find really weird. It's not just about a particularly attractive gay diver who you can use to improve the perception of your brand. So I'm writing to ask if you'll sponsor me. Not to go to Pride, but to one of the less airbrushed events. I want you to sponsor me and my friend Paul Chuckle to go to the Folsom Fetish Festival in Berlin. It's a festival for people who are into leather and being tied up and wearing costumes. I went a couple of years ago and nearly got wanked off by a unicorn. I've mocked up a sample Instagram post. Naturally, the real thing will look much worse. Bob's your Uncle Joe Lycett.
What the hell? that?
That pasty photo came in handy, as you can see. Very useful there.
Freaky?
Not had a reply from Barclays. I did send them another thing. I sent them a painting I did of Tom Daley. I'm not thrilled with it because I don't think it looks like Tom Daley, but I fucking nailed that hand, didn't I?
Oh my god!
Just out of curiosity, you don't have to cheer if you don't want to, but give me a cheer if you consider yourself part of the LGBTQ+ community.
Woo!
Welcome.
I don't, but I'm showing y'all love.
Bless you, thanks for coming.
That was hilarious. Oh my god. He definitely took the risk. I don't think any other comedian will probably be able to take it this far. Like, anybody else probably would have gotten canceled. I'm pretty sure of that. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And first and foremost, his nail polish it's given. Yes, I love the nail polish. Oh my god. Girl is on the road to 40K. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get your girls to 40K. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, fam.